So in this video, I'm going to jewel and gold plate this front part. First thing I'm going to do is clean the part, get it polished out. Here you can see me doing the edges. I use mineral spirits. Mineral spirits work very well to keep the sandpaper clean. And you can see here, sanding the flat, starting with the highest grit paper. Again, a good amount of mineral spirits will maintain this paper for a long time. You can see what I'm using. It's this micro mesh paper, and it's very good. A little bit expensive, but if you treat it well, it'll last you. It'll last a long time. It's well worth it. And there's a series. You have to step through the right sequence of papers to get the right polish. This is the end of the sequence with 1200 grit. Next, I use this Blue Magic metal polish. I really like this. It goes very quick and brings out a real nice polish on the brass. After polishing, get some soapy water and a brush, clean it off, and you can see you get a very nice finish with the combination of that paper and that polish. Now what I'm going to do, you can see here I went over to Fusion 360 and I programmed a series of circles that just are drill points. And this is what I'm going to use for the jeweling. And you can see in the simulation what it's going to do. Sequence through all these different drill operations. And it goes down for a half a thousandths, and I dwelled for 2 seconds on each one. Now bringing that over to the CNC, you can see what I did. I've got a piece of rubber inserted in this. It's around 3/8 inch rubber that I'll use as a tip. And then this is a lapping compound. This lapping compound, you'll see what I do. I'll liberally spread this all over the polish, being careful not to scratch it. And once that's fully coated, you'll see I'll start that operation that I programmed on Fusion. And that rubber will go down and grab that grit, put the pattern in the part. So next thing I do is plate the part. You can see here I've got a setup. You can do this with just buying the chemicals and a power supply, but this makes it very convenient. First thing I did, I ultrasonically cleaned the part, and now it's getting dipped in this electro clean. And what this does is make sure that the part can wet out, because you got to make this thing, the water's got to sheet right off the part, or else it won't plate properly. So it goes in there 20 to 30 seconds, and then clean it out with water. And this is distilled water, because you don't want to contaminate from one bath to the next. The next bath we're going to put it in that green bath there is nickel. And you need to nickel plate brass before you gold plate it. So, because over time that brass will migrate through the gold and ruin the finish of the part. And nickel protects that from happening. And you really just need a quick flash on this nickel. It's a lower voltage. But within 30 seconds or so, that'll give you a nice coat of nickel. You can already see it on there. Then again, cleaning this before putting in the gold. Gold is probably the lowest voltage out of all of them. And it needs to be at the temperature is pretty sensitive on that gold bath. You can see the thermometer in there. It's around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you start plating it. And that needs to sit in there to get the proper thickness, about 2 minutes. It'll be good enough. And it's a few microns it puts on there. So it's a pretty simple operation. And what's nice is gold will never tarnish. It'll give you a nice luster over a long period of time. So you don't see it on clocks too often, but I don't think it's not very hard to do. And again, you can just buy these chemicals on Amazon if you don't want to go ahead. You can see I have this Jewel Master. It's very nice. You don't need it. You can see a real nice finish, and that jeweling comes through the gold. If you like this, please subscribe. Hope you're enjoying this build.